Well, hello everyone. Jim Flies 2 coming at you with, I think, what'll be kind of a fun video. Let's go ahead and take a look at a Bach Stradivarius trumpet. Where is this going, you wonder? Well, here we have what appears to be a Bach case. It even says Vincent Bach on it. Well, the case has the look and feel of a poorly made, cheap Chinese knockoff. I wonder what I'm going to be showing you. Let's just see. Okay, here it is. The Bach Stradivarius. Or is it? Well, when I got this instrument in, I knew immediately it wasn't. But they've done some interesting, I guess, research and work on making this appear to be a real Bach Strad. Let me set this down carefully. You never know what you're going to get from AliExpress. Or I guess maybe you do know what you're going to get. Whatever you get, just expect that it's either a knockoff or it's not really what it says. And the price should tell you everything. Okay, so the first thing I saw when I've had this instrument in before, and I remembered that, and I'm like, yeah, this is not a Bach Strad. This is Chinese-made knockoff. But what do we got there? LT180S-37. Well, Bach doesn't mark their receivers that way. So that's an immediate telltale. And that laser engraved, well, is that laser engraved? It might not be. It's just a little bit, it looks lasery somewhat. They don't do that. And then we have our definitely laser engraved serial number. Bach doesn't do laser engraving. And ML for medium large bore. Well, we're going to verify that. And then, of course, we have, this is what's really interesting. This is a shameful thing. It says Stradivarius Model 37, which Bach would do. And then they've even got the script Vincent Bach, the R registered trademark, again, laser engraved R, and the telltale laser engraved, made in USA, Elkhart, Indiana, with a star below it, which indicates on a real Bach Strad the lightweight version, or the light construction. But here we have this, possibly the most cheesy, worst engraving I've ever seen. It doesn't look, it just looks like somebody took an engraver and went, well, doodle around on this, but it's very open. There's not any real detail to it. No real decent floral pattern. There's kind of a bow tie thing there. I don't know what that is. Anyway, okay, so let me put this down and let me get my camera set on my stand so I can show you what I'm doing. Okay, there we are. Here's a real Bach. You know, when you have these in your hands every day for 35 years, you immediately know. It's just like a banker spotting counterfeit money. They don't study counterfeit money to see which one is fake. They just handle real money because that will tell you everything. Okay, so here's a Bach. Now this one is nickel with lacquer on it, but you can see it's somewhat rounded. The center chimney is a little taller there. Nothing like this. And this is like every Chinese made horn I see is like that. And they've got a felt in there. Bach's use, if I can get it, you'd think I'd be more prepared here. Bach uses this little rubber donut thing. That's their deal. And they never wear out. That's kind of nice. All right. So the other thing I said is that it had ML stamped on it, which means medium large. Medium large bore. Okay, so for medium large bore on a Bach Strad would be defined as a 0.459 diameter bore. And oh, this is interesting. This very when Schilke went over to Japan and worked with Yamaha to build their trumpets, they had these. That's kind of a nice water key saddle, but it's definitely not Bach by any stretch of the imagination. It's just your knockoff Asian-made water key saddle, and then that screw is totally not right. Now they've attempted to make a hexagonal shaped water key, but it's very chunky looking. This is very squared off. Bachs are much more elegant looking than this. They've got the diamond flanges like Bach has, but this. Oh, the other thing is this finger hook. I mean, that's pretty cheesy. There's a lot of detail on a Bach finger hook that's nothing like this at all. The pistons, the springs, the valve guides, they're all completely different. But we'll show you. Okay, so the bore diameter we're talking about, 459. Or even 460 on some, but 459 is Bach's measurement. So I've already measured this. So I've got a telescoping gauge down here. I need to adjust my camera. Sorry. Got my telescoping gauge, which I already set to measure the bore diameter. And then we got my micrometer on it, and we just dial this up. Remember, 0.459 of an inch, so 459 thousandths is your bore diameter. This one measures at 0.452, which for a Bach, a 453 is their medium bore. So this doesn't even match Bach's medium bore. Interesting. How about the pistons? The piston diameter on a Bach is 0.665. What is this one? 0.657. So this is 12 thousandths of an inch smaller in diameter than a real Bach. I happen to have a real Bach. A real Bach Strad that I just cleaned up yesterday for a friend of mine. There's your engraving on the Bach Strad logo. Okay, much more larger and more elegant. Elkhart, Indiana, USA. Now this is pretty, and then the ML is always on the second valve, and then the serial number like that. They don't do the serial number up and down like the cheesy way. It's pretty weathered horn. It's been customized and modded. It's got a different bell, I think he had put on here, and a Pilchick lead pipe, which is a stepped lead pipe. That's kind of cool. He got a whole drawer full of those, but I think the popular ones all went away. And he's got a fancy button on there. But yeah, you can see, for example, that finger hook is much different than the cheese ball version. The cheese ball version, right? The bracing, yeah, pretty close, but no cookie. Anyway, a lot of things that show that this is not anywhere as close to a Bach Strad. And I'm like, where are these things coming from? Where are they getting these? So I did a little looking around, and I checked Amazon first. I couldn't find it there. You know, they got lots of knockoff junk on Amazon that you want to stay away from. Buyer beware. You're not going to get a trumpet for $160 or even $250 that's going to be anything even comparable to a quality-made student line trumpet. Particularly, no, I apologize because a lot of the companies in America have moved to Asia to build their horns, but for the most part, they're still building them to a quality spec and standard. Getzon's making their horns right here in Wisconsin still. They may be having some of the bells and things spun out and done overseas, maybe the valve bodies. I don't know, but I can't. It would fool me if that were the case, because I can drop new pistons, for Getzon into an old, or the old pistons, the new pistons. They're pretty much, they have changed spec a little bit, but those are well-made instruments. Anyway, they're costly. They're much more expensive because we have a higher wage here. But the quality is not even comparable. So I did look around, and I'm like, where are they getting these from? And I don't know. I typed in the number or whatever, and I finally got to AliExpress, and everybody knows about AliExpress. It's where you can buy things in volume and bulk. It's kind of like a less streamlined, less fancy schmancy version of Temu, or Temu, whatever it's called, where you can buy like fake watches and stuff like that. I even did that, and does it work well? No, it doesn't work great. It keeps time, but it's a fancy watch. It's more of a like a jewelry piece, like costume jewelry, right? It's nothing fancy, but it looks cool. And I knew that going in, and $16 later, whatever. But when somebody buys what they think is a real Bach Strad trumpet, and this I think was like $500, you should be these are going, a real Bach Strad is over $3,000 now, over $3,000, and you think you're getting a real Bach Strad for $500 brand new? No, you're not even close. So, and how does this play? Well, I play tested. It plays fine. It's kind of plays like a student line horn. I didn't notice anything really great or highly offensive about it, but it's not a high quality instrument. And anybody that plays a Bach, like a real trumpet player, would play a Bach Strad, and they would play this, and they go, it's not even close to the same horn. The other thing you'll notice is the case is super cheap. This cheap vinyl. The coloration is different. The Bach logo, they tried to copy this famous logo and everything. Instruments of Quality, USA. I think there's a city in China named USA. I wouldn't doubt it. And the handle's super cheap. But there's always a thing, but it's just like a Bach. It's not like a Bach. It's not going to play like a Bach. It doesn't look like a Bach. It resembles a Bach, but it's not. So anyway, that's just a fun look. Buyer beware. AliExpress. I've seen other instruments for sale. You're not going to get a set of Peisty hi-hats for, $67 online. It's just, you're going to be taken. Somebody's going to take you for a ride. You're not going to get a Bach Strad trumpet or a Schilke trumpet or whatever. Obviously, there's somebody someplace making this, and I'm sure breaking all kinds of international trade laws, putting out fake instruments. I don't know. Maybe they'll put out fake democracy. Oh, wait a second.